Today's message is a message for the bleeding hearts of this world. As empathetic people, you know that when you see a conflict in someone else's life, or all the way across the world, you feel completely powerless to it. It causes us to question the world that we live in. Are we really just meant to suffer on this planet? How can I solve all of the suffering that exists here? What are you honestly going to do if you see a war in another country? Are you going to get on a plane? Are you going to fly there, get off the plane, go straight into the front lines? Are you going to try to convince the people in that other country, the soldiers, to stop the bloodshed? Most of us know that the answer to that is no. So what are we going to do? What are we honestly able to do to reduce the suffering on this planet? We can only make an impact on suffering if we feel empowered instead of feeling powerless. We can only reduce the suffering on this planet if we believe that we can. Because of this, my suggestion is to look at suffering as a whole instead of in isolated parts. Instead of focusing on one war, something you feel like you can't do anything about, focus on all of suffering, or at least on collective human suffering. We need to look at the big picture of suffering, which is something we can have a direct, tangible impact on, instead of focusing on the small picture of suffering, which we often feel removed from to the degree that we cannot have a direct, tangible effect on whatever isolated incident that we are focused on. When we look at a war somewhere in the world, or at someone else's tragedy, the suffering involved feels out of our control. We feel powerless to the suffering in the world because the problem is over there and we are over here. But when we consider suffering as a whole, suddenly we're not powerless to it because we are a part of it. Suddenly we can make an impact. We all know how much I like visual demonstrations, and so I have created this visual demonstration to explain to you, the bleeding heart, how you are going to survive this planet full of suffering and what you can do to make an impact. Mostly, it's a change in your way of thinking. Right now, our nation's most recent conflict was with Iraq, which is why I have drawn a picture of Iraq right here. Now, here's you. I am here. Iraq is there. I am over here. The problem's over there. What the hell am I going to do as the average American citizen to solve an enormous conflict in another country I've never been to? We feel powerless when we read the news every day. We feel like we can't make any change or any impact. We're just going to watch the slaughter occur, a slaughter which we don't even support, even though our own tax dollars support it. The problem here is that our problems, here's my little monster, which represents the problems, seem bigger than we do. Not only is the problem over there when we are over here, the problem is also bigger than us. This is a very outdated way to look at suffering. Not only that, it does no good to look at suffering in this way. If you want to be able to live with the fact that the world is the way that it is, if you want to be able to think that you can make an impact on suffering, then you have to look at the bigger picture of suffering, which is this drawing right over here. My suggestion is that the bleeding heart begin to look at suffering in this way in terms of a whole. Think of the whole of suffering like a pie chart. The totality of suffering is the entire pie. Here's me, I'm part of the pie of everything. Here's you, you're a part of the pie of everything. Here's someone else, and it keeps on going. Everybody in existence, every being, whether it be a human or a non-human, is a part of this big pie that we could call suffering. Now, if I reduce my own suffering, then I have decreased suffering on the planet. If I do something to help you decrease suffering in your life, then I have decreased suffering in the planet. In reality, when we look at this big picture, anything we do to reduce suffering, anything we do to add to the well-being of this planet, is making an impact on suffering. So how do you reduce suffering on this planet? You reduce suffering by taking a vow to add to the well-being of this planet, yourself included. How do you add to well-being? There are an unlimited amount of ways, but I'll give some examples. We can recycle. We can eat a plant-based diet. We can open the door for a stranger. We can smile more. We can pick up litter. We can help someone reach a goal. We can compliment someone. We could give someone a gift. We could give someone a hug. We could spend quality time with someone. We could pet a dog. We could inspire others. We could quit killing bugs in our house and set them free outside instead. We could stop using pesticides. We could encourage someone. We could donate money. We could look for and create beauty in this world. What you need to understand is there is an extreme difference between focusing on and resisting the problem and focusing on and going in the direction of a solution. You will know that you are focused on the problem when you feel negative emotion arise within your being. You will know you're focused instead on the solution when you feel empowered and inspired. And don't forget, when you look at the collective picture of suffering, when you look at suffering as a whole, you will realize that your suffering is a part of collective suffering, and that the most crucial thing you could ever do is to reduce your own suffering, to create your own joy. Don't forget that when you suffer as a result of watching something else suffer, you are adding to the suffering on this planet. I would be interested in hearing any suggestions that you may have in the comment section of this video on how we may add to well-being on this planet, because it's crucial that we all feel empowered and able to make a change. Have a good week.